up on this edition of Mornings on the Hill. It's starting to look like fall, and what does that look like? Flu shots.
Syracuse University faculty take a stand with a victory in a new settlement.
Going to the library has never felt more like home.
Is it too soon to put away those shorts? Your weather and more on Mornings on the Hill.
Good morning, I'm Allison Turner. Thanks for joining us for Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Michaela Armstrong.
COVID numbers on campus continue to go down. Checking the latest numbers on the university website, there are currently at 51 active cases, 6 less than yesterday.
However, there are 4 new student cases and 2 new employee cases. 2 students are currently in isolation. Just under 1,000 daily tests were administered yesterday. As a reminder, testing is taking place daily at the stadium and on weekends at Kimmel Hall.
SU is asking you to get another vaccine, not for COVID, for the flu. SU is again requiring the flu shot for the campus community.
Our own Adriana Rosas Riveras has more on how we can get those vaccines.
Thanks, guys. And going all the way off campus to a pharmacy just to get vaccinated can be inconvenient for many. So SU has found a solution. Let's take a closer look at how you can get vaccinated easily right here on campus. With so much talk of the COVID-19 vaccine, you may have forgotten another important vaccine to get. Flu season is just around the corner, and Syracuse University is requiring all students, faculty, and staff to get their flu shot. To make it easier for the campus community, SU is hosting flu shot clinics throughout the fall semester. The first clinic was on Friday at the Barnes Center, with more dates coming. Dr. Karen Nardella, SU's medical director, stressed the importance of getting your flu shot sooner rather than later.
We really want everyone to get vaccinated against the flu for a number of reasons, and I think by offering it here on campus, it makes it a lot easier. We don't want people to put it off, and then all of a sudden flu season sometimes comes early in November occasionally.
Doctors are concerned about a potential surge in patients infected with both COVID-19 and the flu this season. This is part of Nardella's pitch to the campus community on getting the flu vaccine.
You know, unfortunately, even though we've been so careful for so long, we still have to try to be really careful with our activities. You know, get the flu shot so we don't put flu on top of COVID.
Upcoming student clinic dates are still pending, but the next flu shot clinic for faculty and staff is October 6th. And folks, while I was trying to schedule my own flu shot, a Barnes Center employee told me that spots are going quick. So be sure to schedule yours as soon as the next student clinic opens up on your patient portal. Live from Mornings on the Hill, I'm Adriana Rosas Rivera. Back to you.
Syracuse University is agreeing to pay over $3.7 million in a class action settlement to 5 female professors. Each professor alleged they were unfairly compensated compared to men in similar positions. According to an American Association of University Professors study, female faculty members earn close to 20% less than men. However, the university says it is committed to ensuring salary equity. Franklin Moon Library is like any other library. It's full of books and study areas, but library administrators want it to feel different. They want it to feel more like home. Reporter Kritzia Williams is at Moon Library this morning to tell us how they're doing just that.
The Moore Library is building bridges to success for SU and ESF students in many different ways. The place is expecting renovations and also provides resources and a community just for you.
The library is very much the living room of campus, and we're very proud of that.
Director of College Libraries Matthew Smith says the Moon Library is good for supplying items such as phone chargers, pens, pencils, calculators, and more.
All of those things that are very easy to forget, you know, when you leave, you know, your home for the day.
The library also provides bike rentals that last for 24 hours at a time.
If you are everything's coming from
the same source.
Writing Resource Center Coordinator Jacob Gadetsis expresses his goal for the center is to provide community.
It provides students a space to get that little extra help that they might need, right? Like all of us need support, all of us need community in some ways.
ESF student Allison Greiner says anyone can come to the library and get the help they need.
Just having a small atmosphere is really nice too, because it's not overwhelming or anything.
Folks are comfortable here. It's one of those informalized support systems on a campus.
Smith says more resources are on the way. The renovations of the entrance and in addition to the cafe are coming in March of 2022. More information on that will be given soon. Live for Mornings on the Hill, I'm Kritzia Williams.
If it seems like we've been getting a lot of alerts around burglaries around campus, it's because there has been a shocking increase. DPS released the Clay report, which includes crime stats for the past 3 years. The number that sticks out the most is burglaries. In 2019, there were just 7. In 2020, there were 116. That's a 94% increase. Another surprising stat, drug law violations. In 2018, there were 264 drug violations. 2 years later, in 2020, there were only 33. Coming up here on Mornings on the Hill, is it time to break out our sweaters?
Gabriel Vega has a look at your Wednesday morning forecast, and his take on the temperature is unique. We'll find out why when Mornings on the Hill returns.
It is overcast again today, but will that sun break through?
Gabriel Vega is live this morning out and with the weather deck to tell us what to expect.
It's 18 degrees. You thought I got that wrong, right? It's 18 degrees right now, Celsius. Well, for Montreal, that's a correct measure. But yeah, it's 60 degrees right now in Syracuse in Fahrenheit. Feels like 67. Humidity is at 96%. It's a chilly day. Bring a jacket to class. If we look at the day right now, morning is 63 Fahrenheit. It's chilly. And then this afternoon we'll finally get a peek of the sun at 72 degrees. Finally, because I haven't seen the sun these past few days. In the evening though, it's going to get down to 63 with 61 overnight, and it's going to be chilly. And then let's look at the week. Thursday, tomorrow, it's 72 degrees Celsius. We'll get another peek at the sun. Friday, it's going to be cloudy again at 75 degrees Celsius. On Saturday, if you're going to the football game on Saturday, you might want to bring a sweater or a jacket or anything, because it's going to get chilly at night. And then on Sunday, it's going to rain. There's 35% chance, so it might not rain, but it might be the touch of the normal. And then on Monday, we'll get another peek of the sun. All right? That's it. That's what I think about. Back to you, Studio.
Thanks, Gabe. A school located south of Syracuse is going against the trend when it comes to COVID cases. While some schools are seeing numbers going up, this school is seeing a significant drop.
Our Alexis Raleigh is in the newsroom with more on how they're doing it.
We all know the pandemic has affected us in every way. One local middle school in a disadvantaged area is adding counselors and looking to higher education for help.
East Middle School in Binghamton, New York knows how much coronavirus has affected their students. Many students have not been around a large gathering since back in early 2020. Principal Michael Hawley says that it was a big adjustment and challenge for his students to turn to Zoom during a pandemic. Hawley, along with the staff, are making sure students are on the right track in their education after missing a whole year of learning in person.
We have a youth development program that works with the City of Binghamton, as well as Liberty Partnership, which works with Binghamton University, targeting students to try to get them on a college track.
Hawley isn't the only one making sure the students continue to better their education. Social worker Mrs. Bass Brown works with individuals to help them adjust to the new school year and environment. She has games and toys to help the students learn and relax in their own way. East Middle School has also brought on more social workers for these students.
Well, we really have a lot of additional supports in the building this year. We've hired additional social workers district-wide, and we have a new social worker in the building as well, which I'm truly thankful for.
East Middle School is doing all they can to help these young minds build into brilliant adults, along with staying safe during this pandemic.
The principal says in-person learning is making a big difference, and he hopes it stays this way for the rest of the year. Alexis Raleigh, Mornings on the Hill.
Onondaga County still has one of the highest rates of drug overdoses in central New York, right behind Cayuga County. According to the Onondaga County Health Department, rates from 2019 to 2020 increased more than 49% involving overdoses from an opioid. Our executive producer, Caitlin Parisi, tells us how a nonprofit and a mom are trying to stop the increase.
Onondaga County continues to struggle with the loss of community members to drug overdoses. While one mom is working to spread awareness, a nonprofit is taking a different approach by providing Narcan trainings. Ellen Early knows what it is like to lose a loved one to this epidemic. Her daughter, Sage, died from an overdose 3 years ago. She still remembers the day like a bad dream that lingers.
I got the knock at the door. That was the Cazenovia police. And they kind of said, you probably need to sit down. And I knew right away what had happened. And so, yeah, and that was the beginning of that nightmare.
Sage was an artist, dancer, and mom. The memory of Sage grows through her son Julian and is painted on the wall for him to never forget. Early hopes that people will hear her daughter's story and take action, whether that is educating themselves or getting trained to administer Narcan. Family support navigator Tyler Gillard is working to help people understand that every second matters when it comes to overdosing.
We're all about pushing the Narcan out to whoever needs it.
Prevention Network is also working to help those in the community and educate them on how to use Narcan by providing trainings for those who may want to learn how to use Narcan.
So we have just trained more staff. So we have people always available to do trainings if somebody walks in the door.
The Prevention Network is working to bring down the increased rates of overdoses in the county, one Narcan kit at a time.
Major fallout in the National Women's Soccer League continues after players went public about sexual misconduct in the league. Most recently, the CEO and co-owner of the Washington Spirit has stepped down. It follows a story on the Athletic website in which several players described allegations of sexual harassment and verbal abuse. The North Carolina Courage head coach was fired, and the NWSL commissioner, Lisa Barrett, also resigned. The investigation is ongoing.
If you're heading to a concert at Lakeview, the quickest way might just be through downtown Syracuse. Lauren Helmbrick tells us about a pair of businesses working to get you off the road and in your seat faster.
Thanks, Michaela. Now, stop me if I sound like a broken record. You're on your way to a concert, and instead of enjoying the opening act, you're still on the I-690 off-ramp. Traffic to and from St. Joseph's Health Amphitheater at Lakeview has been an issue since the venue opened in 2015, and a headache for concert goers.
Shaughnessy's Irish Pub in downtown Syracuse is known for serving up cold beer and drinks. But on nights when the amphitheater hosts concerts, bartenders serve up a little something else, shuttle tickets. The bar partners with Centro for AMP Shuttle Happy Hours that help the companies and the customers, says manager Luke DeWitt.
Anytime you can make it more convenient for the customer and also do some, cross-marketing, cross-promoting, it just works out well for everyone.
Music fans can grab a drink or some food, then pick up a round-trip Centro ticket at the bar for just $4. Then the fans walk a block down Warren Street to the Centro Transit Hub. Steve Rancier and his wife Natalie Block are using the shuttle so they don't get caught in traffic like when they've driven in the past.
And it got so bad that even though we would have been there an hour in advance, by the time we actually got to our seats, the opening band was finishing their set. We saw maybe 1.5 songs out of it.
Centro says that on a busy concert night, they can shuttle about 500 people from downtown Syracuse to St. Joseph's Amphitheater. They calculate that one car averages 2 to 2.5 passengers. So that could take 200 cars off the road, off I-690, out of the parking lot and get everyone into the concert faster.
is as simple and easy as Syracuse is going to get, so it's super convenient.
The shuttle has a dedicated lane up the hill to the amphitheater, so it bypasses all the cars waiting for parking. And after the show, the shuttle goes directly back downtown.
Shaughnessy's is hosting one more AMP Shuttle Happy Hour this Thursday for the Chris Stapleton concert. Now, because of the nationwide bus driver shortage, Centro has cut the number of shuttles from around 5 to around 3 per concert, which should only add about 15 minutes more to fans' rides to the show. In Syracuse, I'm Lauren Helmbrecht, Mornings on the Hill.
Coming up, how the letter S is stirring up controversy for club sports.
And Syracuse's new alliance is helping student athletes on and off the field. Stay with us.
Rise and shine, get your yawns out, maybe get the blood pumping a little bit, maybe some high knees. I slept well last night. It's sports time. Good morning. I'm James Catato. Now you see this block S to my right? This is one of the most iconic logos in college sports history. And the club teams on campus almost lost out on the chance to wear it when the university said they didn't have the rights to it. But the club ice hockey and baseball teams led a charge on social media, ultimately making Syracuse reverse its decision. Club hockey coach Chris Timmons says he's proud of his players because they spoke out, but they were still focused on the ice.
Because, you know, it shows that these kids aren't afraid to have a voice. I'm glad that it worked out the way it did, but I think at the same time, I think my guys handled it as professionally as they could. You know, emotions always come into play, but I think overall, I'm just happy that it was reverted and we can focus on playing hockey again rather than worrying what's on our social media pages. So.
Now the club hockey team is 0-2 on the season. They'll take out Drexel at the Kennedy Ice Pavilion this Saturday. Syracuse University has entered into a pretty unique alliance with schools from the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, also known as the MEAC. The agreement involves not only athletic competition between Syracuse and MEAC schools, but also academic opportunities. The two people who helped create the alliance recently spoke to the media. Check it out.
The key components that further distinguishes this is the academic collaborations and the other collaborations that are part of this agreement. And it's designed in a way to advance forward MEAC institutions, Syracuse University as well.
MEAC presidents and chancellors approved the alliance once we were able to articulate to them that this was a deep dive into not only athletics, but to all aspects of the community. So.
And just in case you were wondering, the 8 MEAC schools include Coppin State, shout out Eddie Javier Jr. and Gio Canales, Delaware State, Howard University of Maryland Eastern Shore, Morgan State, Norfolk State, North Carolina Central, and South Carolina State. Was it holding? Was it a clean play? That was the no call that left Syracuse football fans yelling at their TVs when Marlo Wax tried to break through the Florida State O-line late in the game, but was held. The no call led to a seminal game-winning drive for their first win of the season, and Syracuse dropped to 3-2 on the year. Now they're looking to bounce back, but their schedule is only getting harder from here. Now the Orange do come back home to the Carrier Dome, but they take on the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. And Wake is also 19th in the nation. Now they're another team that doesn't showcase an elite defense. They aren't even ranked in the top 50 for that. But sophomore quarterback Sam Hartman is lighting it up on the scoreboard. 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he's already eclipsed the 1,000-yard club on the season. We're only 5 games in. So that Orange defense, they're going to have their hands full. Kickoff is this Saturday at 3:30. Allison?
Thanks, James. Still to come here on Mornings on the Hill, a music festival made its mark in Syracuse. Even though it's fall, the concert season in downtown Syracuse is far from over.
Our own entertainment reporter Lauren Helmbrecht joins us to give us an update on the local music scene.
Thanks, Michaela and Allison. If you were in downtown this weekend, you may have seen or probably heard the first ever EDM festival in Syracuse.
Clinton Square has played host to a variety of food fests and live music, but it's never looked quite like this. EDM fans took over the square on Saturday for the first Dandelion Music Festival, presented by Zash Global. For Callie DeGrow, her first ever festival was deeper than just music.
It just feels like you're living, you know, like you're alive. It's awesome. You make you feel good about yourself, you know?
The shows ran from 4 p.m. to 11 and featured artists like Dioro, Cairo Man, and headliner Nicky Romero. Hundreds of fans danced, dressed up, and admired the light show, all for free. Dandelion closed with Nicky Romero performing some of his top hits, like I Could Be the One.
If you missed out on the festival and are looking for more electronic music in Syracuse, DJ and producer Borgor is performing at the Westcott Theater tomorrow night. Now, speaking about concerts, a number of local venues have announced recent COVID protocols for live music. There were just protocols at a recent Jonas Brothers concert, and over at the Landmark Theater, starting in November, everyone will be required to show that they are fully vaccinated if they are 12 and over and have a negative COVID test from in the theater. Fans must wear a mask at all times unless they are eating or drinking. Fabulous and Steely Dan are two upcoming performers you could see at the Landmark Theater. This past weekend, the Zac Brown Band concert was canceled at the St. Joseph's Health Amphitheater because lead singer Zac Brown tested positive for COVID. For Syracuse graduate student Ali Benkowicz, this was the second concert she had tickets for that had been canceled because of COVID.
I just really miss live music. I love seeing things live and just being in that environment.
If you're planning on going to a concert in the near future, keep an eye out on the venue's website for last-minute updates because changes are coming daily.
As stress increases during the semester, Syracuse University is providing a little stress relief: puppies. That's right, it turns out being with a dog may not be so unrealistic, and it could even be a helpful resource for your mental health throughout the semester. Join us next week on Mornings on the Hill. We are going to introduce you to Clayton, a golden doodle that you can see right here on campus at the Barnes Center.
That is going to do it for us this Wednesday here on Mornings on the Hill. I'm Allison Turner. Follow us on social media.
I'm Michaela Armstrong. Thanks for watching us. We'll see you next Wednesday live at 10 a.m. right here on OTN.